Today, we're diving headfirst into a technology that's it's blurring the lines between what's real and what's totally fake. It's a high-stakes war for the truth, pitting creators against detectors.
I want you to just take a second and really think about that. Imagine a video of you exists. It looks like you, it sounds like you, but you never did what's in that video. It's a complete fabrication.
The scary part? For a whole lot of people, this isn't some far-off hypothetical. This digital nightmare is already their reality. The tech behind it is called deepfakes, and believe me, it's creating a crisis that goes way, way beyond just misinformation. All right, so let's get right into it. When you boil it all down, what we're really talking about is the complete erosion of trust. I mean, if you can't trust video evidence, if you can't trust audio, what's left to believe in?
So, what exactly is a deepfake? Now, basically, it's when an AI takes someone's face or voice and just convincingly maps it onto another person in a video. The result? It's what we call synthetic media, and it's fake content that can be so good it's almost impossible to tell it's not real.
But look, to really get the danger here, we've got to look past all the code and the tech jargon. We need to focus on what this does to actual people. Because this is not just some technical problem, it's a deeply human one.
For the victims, and especially for those targeted with fake explicit content, the fallout is just immediate and brutal. We're talking about a wave of humiliation, shame, a deep, profound sense of being violated. This is so much more than just being embarrassed. It's a kind of emotional distress that really sticks with you. It doesn't just fade away. And that initial trauma, it has these ripple effects, long-lasting consequences. Victims often pull away from their families, from school. Their relationships start to suffer. Their confidence about the future just tanks. And in the absolute worst cases, this kind of abuse can even lead to self-harm.
What might be the most terrifying part of all this is the silence that surrounds it. I want you to just think about this number for a second. 1 in 6. That means a staggering number of young victims are suffering completely alone. And why? Because they're terrified of what will happen if they speak up. Or even worse, they're afraid no one will actually believe them.
And that right there is the most insidious part of this whole thing. The very fact that a deepfake looks so real is what makes victims scared to come forward. It's like the technology itself weaponizes doubt against them, and it just traps them in silence.
So, how in the world do we fight back against this? Well, for years, the answer has been this kind of technological arms race. It's a classic cat and mouse game, all happening behind the scenes, with experts hunting for these tiny, hidden clues that the AI leaves behind.
Okay, so here's the key concept you need to grasp. Every single AI model that makes an image leaves behind this unique, totally invisible signature. We call it a model fingerprint. Think of it like an artist's signature brushstroke. Because every AI is trained a little differently, it develops these subtle quirks. And forensic experts, they can analyze these tiny traces to prove an image is fake, and sometimes even figure out which AI actually made it.
Now this is fascinating. What you're looking at right here is one of those fingerprints. This is how a computer actually sees those subtle patterns. And for a really long time, these unique signatures, they were our single best defense.
But that's all changing. Some brand new research has just uncovered a method that doesn't just hide the fingerprint, it completely erases it. This is a huge deal, because it threatens to make deepfakes perfectly 100% untraceable. All right, let's break this down so it makes sense. For a while, the bad guys used something called an additive attack. Basically, they just add a bunch of digital noise to kind of smudge the fingerprint and try to fool the detectors. But this new method, the multiplicative attack, is on a whole other level. It's fundamentally different. It doesn't just cover up the evidence, it mathematically eliminates it from the image.
Let's actually look at this. On the left, you've got the original, crystal clear fingerprint. Now on the right, that's what happens after that older additive attack. See how it's all distorted and noisy? But the basic shape, the core evidence, it's still kind of there if you really know what you're looking for.
Okay, now watch this. Same fingerprint on the left, but look at the right. After a multiplicative attack, it's just gone, completely. The signature has been totally wiped clean. It leaves the forensic experts with absolutely nothing to trace.
So you're probably wondering, just how effective is this new method? Well, the researchers put it to the test. They threw it up against a bunch of the most advanced deepfake detectors out there, and the result was pretty shocking.
A staggering 97% success rate. Let that sink in. This isn't some tiny improvement we're talking about.
This is potentially game over for all of our current detection methods.
So what does that mean for us? What does a world full of untraceable fakes actually look like? This technology is forcing us to confront a pretty terrifying future, one where our own eyes might not be a reliable source of truth anymore.
And listen, there's no easy fix for this. The researchers found that trying to reverse this attack, to try and get that fingerprint back, is, and I'm quoting them here, computationally prohibitive. What that means in plain English is that it would take an insane, almost impossible amount of computer power. It makes a reliable defense pretty much unattainable, at least for now.
When you get right down to it, we're stepping into a new era. An era where digital evidence can be perfectly and untraceably faked. And that leaves us all with a huge, profound question. In a world where we can no longer trust what we see and hear,